Ever sent a text and got nothing? Or maybe someone you cared about just vanished, no call, no explanation, just poof? That's ghosting, and it's more than just a modern dating trend, it's a psychological puzzle that can leave us feeling hurt, confused, or even betrayed. Today we're diving into the science of why ghosting happens, how it messes with your mind, and, most importantly, how to handle it like a psychological pro. Stick with us because by the end, you'll have tools to reclaim your confidence and navigate this digital age drama. Let's get started. Ghosting is when someone abruptly cuts off all communication, texts, calls, DMs, without any warning or explanation. It's not just flaking on a date, it's like they've erased themselves from your life. Dr. Jenice Vilhauer, a psychologist and author of Think Forward to Thrive, calls ghosting an extreme form of the silent treatment, rooted in emotional avoidance. It's not a new phenomenon. Think of people dodging letters or avoiding someone at a town square centuries ago. Technology just made it easier to disappear with a click. From a psychological perspective, ghosting is deeply tied to attachment theory, pioneered by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth. People with avoidant attachment styles, who fear intimacy or struggle with confrontation, are more likely to ghost. They're not always trying to hurt you, their brain is wired to prioritize self-protection over connection. Meanwhile, being ghosted hits what Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs calls belongingness, our primal need to feel connected and valued. When that's disrupted, it shakes our sense of self. But here's the truth. Ghosting is less about you and more about their inability to face discomfort. Let's get into the why because understanding the reasons can help you stop blaming yourself. First up, emotional avoidance. In The Gift of Fear, Gavin de Becker explains that people avoid conflict to shield themselves from discomfort. Ghosting is the ultimate escape hatch, no awkward breakup talk, no messy emotions. It's not always malicious, it's often just cowardice. Second, there's cognitive dissonance, a concept from Leon Festinger's work. When someone wants to end a relationship but feels guilty about hurting you, ghosting becomes a way to dodge that inner conflict. Their values clash with their actions, so they choose the path of least resistance. Third, technology plays a huge role. Psychologists call it a low-cost exit. A 2021 study in Computers and Human Behavior found that ghosting is more common in online-first relationships because digital interactions lack the emotional weight of face-to-face connections. Apps like Tinder or Instagram make it easy to vanish without accountability. Finally, there's decision fatigue and overwhelm. In Thinking, Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman talks about how mental overload leads to poor decision-making. In our hyper-connected world, some people ghost because they're juggling too many responsibilities and can't handle another conversation. It feels personal, but it's often about their own chaos. Being ghosted doesn't just sting, it can feel like a gut punch. Research by Naomi Eisenberger, published in Science, shows that social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. That's why ghosting can make you feel physically hurt. It also messes with your self-determination theory needs, outlined by psychologists Ryan and Deci. We thrive on competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Ghosting obliterates relatedness, leaving you questioning your worth and replaying interactions like a mental detective. This ties into rumination, a psychological trap where you obsess over what went wrong. In The Happiness Trap, Russ Harris explains that rumination fuels anxiety and self-doubt, keeping you stuck. Ghosting can also trigger rejection sensitivity, especially if you've experienced abandonment before, making the pain feel amplified. But here's the key. Ghosting reflects the ghoster's limitations, not your value. Brené Brown, in Daring Greatly, reminds us that vulnerability is courage, and ghosters often lack the bravery to face tough emotions. Their silence is about their fear, not your worth. Ghosting hurts, but you don't have to let it define you. Here are 5 science-backed strategies to handle it like a pro. Reframe the narrative. Instead of thinking, "I wasn't enough," reframe it as, "This person lacked the skills to communicate." This shift, backed by research and emotion, reduces self-blame and boosts resilience. Practice self-compassion. Kristen Neff's work in self-compassion shows that treating yourself with kindness, acknowledging your pain without judgment, reduces the emotional sting. Try writing a letter to yourself, highlighting your strengths, or repeat a mantra like, I am enough. Set clear boundaries. If the ghoster reappears, decide what you're comfortable with. In Boundaries by Cloud and Townsend, they emphasize that clear boundaries protect your emotional health. You don't owe them a response, but if you engage, keep it firm and authentic. Break the rumination cycle. Engage in activities that absorb you, like exercise, art, or a hobby, to stop obsessive thoughts. Russ Harris suggests diffusion techniques, like labeling thoughts as just stories, to reduce their power. Rebuild connection. Strengthen your sense of relatedness by reaching out to supportive friends or family. A 2018 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that social support mitigates rejection's impact, helping you rebuild confidence faster. Ghosting can shake you, but it doesn't have to break you. In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl reminds us that we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Use ghosting as a chance to grow stronger. Reflect on what you want in relationships, whether it's friendship, romance, or even professional connections. Write down your non-negotiables, like honesty or communication, to guide your future interactions. Finally, embrace post-traumatic growth, a concept from psychologists Tedeschi and Calhoun. Rejection, while painful, can lead to greater self-awareness and resilience. Ask yourself, what did this teach me about my boundaries, my values, or my strength? By reframing ghosting as a lesson, you turn pain into power. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Ghosting is a tough pill to swallow, but you've got the tools to handle it like a champ. From understanding the psychology to building resilience, you're ready to take back your power. Drop a comment below. Have you been ghosted, or maybe you've ghosted someone? No judgment, let's talk about it. See you in the next video.